What's up, everybody? It's John Jump, and I want to welcome you guys back to another episode of Jump On Cooking. Today, we're going to be making a sushi bake. Here, I thought sushi only rolled. But anyway, let's jump on in, and I'll show you guys the ingredients first thing. Alright, so here's everything we're going to need for the recipe. You'll need a pot to cook your rice in, frying pan to cook your salmon. That's the dish we're going to put the bake in. You're going to need some seasonings for your salmon. I like paprika, garlic powder, onion powder, pepper, salt, smoked paprika. Here is our wild-caught sockeye salmon and our imitation crab. This is a little sugar and salt to season the rice with. We have an egg that we will use later. We got rice vinegar, aji mirin, Kewpie mayo, sriracha. I'm not a big fan of the Hoi Fong Foods sriracha anymore, ever since they changed their peppers. So I'm not a really big fan of it since I think it was about 2020 or 2021 when they changed their peppers. Got some furikake, rice, soy sauce, green onion, and last but not least, some nori that we're going to use to eat the sushi bake with. Alright, let's jump on in, everybody. First things first, we're going to get started with our rice. I'm going to use jasmine rice. It's just what I have at home. If you have sushi rice or another that's your favorite, feel free to use whatever you want. First, we're going to go in with 2 cups. This is a half cup measure, so I'm going to use 4. Alright. Next, we are going to wash the rice. You don't always wash rice, but when you're making lots of different Asian foods and things like sushi bake and stuff, you always want to wash the rice. Usually it takes about 3 times. Alright, now that we've washed it 3 times, you can see when we fill it up the 4th time that the water is almost clear. And that's what you're kind of looking for, just to get that starch off the outside of the rice. Next, we're going to use equal amounts of water to the rice that we used. Right. Grab some salt. Take that. Show you guys a trick for making rice. So you want to get it on your burner, and you want to turn it up on pretty much your highest heat, and then we're going to let it come to a rolling boil. And then after it comes to a boil, we're going to turn the heat all the way down and let it sit at that for about 20 minutes, and it should give us perfect rice every single time. Alright, while our rice is coming up to a boil, first thing we're going to do is get our salmon ready. And we are going to start cooking it. And you can use an air fryer or an oven. Personally, I just like doing it in the skillet because it lets me control how I cook it. And so that's where I'm going to cook it tonight. And I'm patting it dry, so that way it gets a good sear on it, and my seasoning sticks. I don't want super wet fish going into my pan. Won't give you as good of a result. All right. I'm going to season the salmon. You can also use white pepper. White pepper is more common in Asian recipes than black pepper. I just do not have any at the moment. Now we're going to put that on our lowest heat once it's come to that big boil that we wanted. And last but not least, our regular paprika. Alright, now that our pan is nice and heated, the oil's starting to smoke a little bit, we're going to take our fish, put it meat side down. Then in maybe about like 3 or 4 minutes, once it has a good sear on that side, we are going to flip it over to the side with the skin. Alright, it's been a few minutes on our salmon. Should be able to flip it. Oh yeah, there we go. Alright, you see that seasoning, the paprika, this is a form of like Cajun blackened seasoning, and that's why it turns that color on the top, and it gives you a really awesome crust and a really awesome sear and flavor on your salmon. Now we're going to give it maybe 3 or 4 more minutes on the skin side, and then we'll be ready to take it out. Alright, now it's been another couple minutes. Our salmon is nice and done. We are going to take it and put it in our bowl. Take our pan off of the heat. Alright, and next we are going to remove the skin from our salmon, and because of how we cooked it, it should come right off. And I'm going to save this for a little extra part that most people don't do. You'll see me use it here in just a minute. Alright, next we are going to get our crab ready. Our rice is still cooking. And this is the last step. Getting our protein ready. It's going to go on top of the rice. You just want to take it, just kind of unroll them, pull them apart, get all these more individual strands, and we're going to take these and cut it. Watching a little bit of the World Cup over there if you guys can see it. Colombia's playing with the Congo. Alright, now that our crab is all pulled apart, we're going to take it and cut it up into small little pieces. And we're going to take this, put it with our salmon. Alright, it's been 20 minutes since our rice came to a boil. I just wanted to show you guys the results. Some really awesome, nice, fluffy, fresh rice. Now we are going to transfer that to our dish, and then we are going to season the rice. Alright, to season the rice, we're going to take our sugar and salt mixture and sprinkle that kind of evenly over it. Next, we are going to take our mirin, and after that our rice vinegar. Then we are just going to take that and fold it all in. This is going to give our rice a really awesome flavor, and when you have rice for sushi, it is always seasoned like this by the chefs. Maybe not necessarily the same exact ingredients, but sushi rice is always seasoned. And be careful, you don't want to mush your rice or overwork it, or it's going to give you like a really dense and horrid result as well. Give it a little taste. Seasoning's great. The rice is cooked perfectly. It's going to kind of spread it out evenly. Pat it down. Next, we're going to season the rice. And I'm also going to show you my secret weapon for this dish. Remember that crispy salmon skin that I put away earlier? Well, I went and cut it up, and I'm going to use it with the furikake to season the rice. This is going to just give us an even better flavor. And we're not going to waste any food. Because, I mean, look at me. Do I look like I waste food? I don't think so. Now that we have that in, we're going to take our furikake and we're going to sprinkle it all over the top of this rice. Alright, once your rice is nice and coated, we're going to set this aside And we are going to get our topping ready. Alright, next we're going to start getting our meat layer ready that's going to go on top of our rice. I'm going to show you guys what we're going to use that egg for now. 2 points. Just going to take it, scramble it. If I was being really traditional, I would use chopsticks to scramble my egg, but I just got a fork. Just want it nice, broken up, and even. I just wanted to let everybody know tonight, we may not have a sushi roll, but we do have an egg roll. Everybody loves egg rolls. Whee! Aha! Alright. First things first, we're going to come in here and kind of break up our salmon a little bit. Kind of get it all flaked apart. Mixed in with our crab. Don't want any super big chunks of it or anything like that. It will come apart more as we mix it as well. Right. Got our cup measurer. We're going to get half a cup of our Kewpie mayo. Make sure we get it all out. And we're going to get a little bit of our soy sauce. You don't want a ton of it. A little bit of the mirin. Some sriracha. You can use as much or as little sriracha as you like. Depends on how your taste is. I'm going to put another little splash of the rice vinegar. And also, we are going to put our scrambled egg in here. It's going to help hold everything together. Another option is you could use cream cheese. It's also really good with that. Personally, I did not want to use it this time. I also did not have any in the house. I'll take this and mix it all together. Make sure we break up our salmon even more. Also going to give our filling a little taste test. I think maybe it needs a little bit more soy sauce. I think a little bit more sriracha as well. I think that's one of the most important things people can learn about cooking is, sure, you can follow a recipe and a recipe can get you really good results, but also when you're cooking, just taste things. Get it to how it tastes good for you and your family. You don't have to stress over it or worry. Oh yeah, that's awesome. Alright, our very next step is we are going to take our completed crab and meat layer top, and we're going to put that all over the top of our dish. We're going to take that and spread it all out evenly. Make sure all of our different little parts get some. Alright, now that we have that all evenly spread out, everything looks good. The next step is just to put it in the oven. I did forget that before we put it in the oven, we do want to hit it with a little bit more furikake on top. Not as much as we did in the middle seasoning layer, but just enough to give it a little more texture. Let those nice little sesame seeds roast on top while it's in the oven. Alright, then you're going in a 350-degree oven for about 25 minutes. Catch you on the flip side. Alright, and the last step while our sushi bake cooks is we are going to get our green onion garnish ready. I'm just going to take these and slice them nice and finely. Alright, it has been 25 minutes in our 350-degree oven. I'm going to take out our nice and beautiful sushi bake. Oh my gosh, it smells amazing too. Alright, now all that's left is to make it look fancy. All we're going to do with that is we're going to take our sriracha, start at one end, do a nice zigzag across the whole thing. And then we're going to take our Kewpie mayo. We're going to do the same zigzag all the way across the top. right. And there you have it. The completed sushi bake. Last but not least, we're going to cut ourselves out a little bit. Well, that didn't work the way I wanted it to. I forgot to put my green onions on the top. Also, it kind of fell apart on me when I took it out. I don't think it's going to hurt the flavor at all. Tear ourselves off some nori. Grab a chunk of it. It's actually really good. Very delicious. All right, thanks everybody for watching. This has been another episode of Jump On Cooking with John Jump. If you enjoy what you see and you want to keep up with me weekly, please like, comment, and subscribe. I'd appreciate it very much. And also in the comments, if you got a recipe or a type of food that you really want to see, let me know. I'll make it, and I'll put a spin on it too. Thank you guys so much.